What's up, guys? I'm Rasim from RosmerTech.com, and this is another tutorial in PHP programming. Now in this class I'm going to talk about multi-dimensional arrays, so let's get started. Now what are multi-dimensional arrays? Well, a multi-dimensional array is basically just an array within an array. That's all it is. I'll show you guys how to use that right now. We have to first start off by giving our array a name. So we start by typing in this dollar symbol, give our array a name. I'm going to call mine ASL for age, sex, and location. Then we hit space, equal sign, space, type in array. Now we gotta type in enter a few times, then we're gonna type tab. We have to start off by using this open parentheses, hit enter a few times, then we're gonna finish this with a closing parentheses and a semicolon. Now our multi-dimensional array will be within this open and close parentheses here. So let me just clean this up a little bit. Oops, let's undo that. So okay, we're good here. So now let's start off. Now we're gonna start typing in arrays. So let's type in array again. So this is our array within an array. So now we're gonna use this open parentheses here, and within this open parentheses we're gonna type in age, sex, and location. So we're gonna type in our first character, which is a string, and actually it's a number, so we don't have to use the quotes. Let's type in an age. Let's make this one 50, and we use a comma so we can add another one. Then let's give it a sex, and let's make this one a male. So since it's going to be a male, we have to use a string, so we got to use this double quote. So let's type in male, end it with a double quote, and comma, because we're going to add another one. Now location, let's just say New York. It's another string, so we got to use a double quote and type in NY, end it with a double quote, and end it with a ending parentheses. This is our array within array. We only use a regular comma here. Alright, so now let's hit enter. Let's make another array within our array. So we just start off by typing in array, A-R-R-A-Y, open parentheses. Now let's type in some values. Let's add another age. Let's make this one 20, comma, because we're going to add another value. And let's give it a sex, and let's make this one female. Since it's a string, we're going to use the double quotes, type in female, end it with the double quotes, and we're going to have a comma here because we're going to add another value. Now we got to give it a location. Let's just say New Jersey. Since it's a string, we have to use a double quotes. I'm going to type in NJ, short for New Jersey, end it with a double quotes, and end this, I'm sorry, double quotes, and end it with a parentheses, a closed in parentheses, and a comma, not a semicolon, comma. Let's add a third array within this array. So again, let's type in array, A-R-R-A-Y, open parentheses, and let's give it a age again. So let's make this one 15, comma. Let's give it a sex. Let's make this one a male again, since it's a string. We gotta use the double quotes, type in male, end it with a double quote and a comma because we're adding another value. Now let's give it a location. Let's make this one, let's say LA. Since it's a string, let's use a double quote and type in LA, end it with a double quote. Again, closing parentheses, and we don't have to use a comma this time, because this is going to be our last array within this array. So now we've finished our array here. Our array has another 3 arrays within it. So how do we manipulate all the different levels of this array? And I'll show you how to do it right now. Let's just echo some things out. Let's type in echo. Let's say we wanted to echo this 50 here, right? Since this is the first array within this array, it's a 0. And since it's the first value within this first array, it's a 0 as well. So I'll show you how to do it right now. We type in echo, type in our variable name or array name, which is ASL, age, sex, location, right? ASL. We're going to use this open bracket, not parentheses. Within this open brackets, we're going to type in 0. 0 because this is the first row, right? Now we're counting rows here. This is the first row, so this is 0 row. This is the first row, and this is the second row, right? And this is the first value within the first row, so it's 0, 0. So we're going to end it with a closing bracket. We're going to use another open bracket. We're going to type in 0 again and end it with a closing bracket here. And now we're going to type in dot because we're going to add something else to this echo message here. Now let's add a space. So again, we're going to use double quote here. The space is an actual character. You got to remember that when you have a space within quotations, it's an actual character. So we're going to end it with a double quote, add another dot or period, and let's add another value here. So let's type in our variable name again, which is ASL. Use the open brackets again, not parentheses, open brackets. Since this is the first row, we want to print male now next to it, right? Since this is the first row, this is 0, so we have to type in 0. End it with a closing bracket. Now this is the second value within the first row. So this is the second value, this is 1, right? So it should be 0, 1. So let's use another open bracket here and type in 1 and use another closing bracket here, right? And end it with, actually we're not ending this because we're going to add some more. So let's type in the dot or period because we're going to continue this. We want to add a space. So again, we're going to use a double quote, space bar, double quote, period again. Remember, again, space bar is a character. If you want to add space, that's how you do it. So let's add the third value, right? Our third value is this New York here, right? It's a string. So again, first row, 0, right? So we're going to type in our variable name, which is ASL for age, sex, location, open bracket. Type in our row number, which is 0, because it's the first row, and end it with a closing bracket. Use another open bracket. Now we're going to type in our value number. So since this is the first row, this is the third value, this is a number 2, right? End it with a closing bracket here. Now we're going to add another value, and let's add a break this time. So let's add a dot. Let's add this here, open parentheses. Let's add this double quote here. We're going to type in this less than symbol, BR, greater than symbol, another double quote, and we're going to end it with a semicolon right here. So basically, this is going to print this first line here. So let's test it out. I'm going to hit save. Let's open up our browser and let's hit refresh, and it worked. See, 50 male New York. Let's add a second row here. So I don't have to do anything else. I can just change the values here. So again, 0 is for our first row here because we had more. It's multi-dimensional. Our first row has a value of 0. So the first set of brackets is for the row. The second set of brackets it's for the value. Since it's the first row, 0, right? So then we have to add 0 since we want to print this 50 here. And since it's the first value, it's another 0. So 0, 0 is this first value here. Since 0, 1 is this value here, 0, 2 is this value here. This one here, it would be 1. Because since it's the second row, this is a 1. So we would change this to 1, right? And since it's the first value within this second row, it would be, again, 0. So 1, 0 would print out 20. Again, let's go down to this value here. This is the second row, so this has a value of 1 again. The first row is 0, second row has a value of 1, so we have to make this a 1 here. And since the second value, it's also a 1, so this is 1, 1. Okay, let's move down to the last one here, New Jersey. We want to print out New Jersey, right? So again, second row, we have to type in 1 here. The first group of brackets, it's the row, the second is the value, right? Since this is the third value, we type in 2. Again, 0, 1, 2, that's how it works. Then we have this break here. The break is going to move to the next line. So we don't really need a break, so I'll just leave it anyway. But let's hit refresh or save. Let's open up the browser. Let's hit refresh. Printed out our second array right here, 20 female New Jersey, right? Let's try for the third row. Now the third row here, again, from the top. Our first row has a 0, second row is 1, third row is 2, right? So we're going to replace this with a 2. We're going to replace this with a 2, and you pretty much get the point, right? Replace this with a 2. We know, again, the second bracket here is for the value. The first value is 0, second is 1, third is 2. And that's how we get that. So let's hit save. Let's open up the browser. Let's hit refresh, and it worked. 15 mail, Los Angeles. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'm Rustin from RossMoreTech.com, and thanks for watching.